Hi, my name is Kevin Campbell,
And I'm Michaela Campbell.
and welcome to
Dear
Dear
Parents.
Parents.
I speak the name of Jesus over you. In your hurting, in your sorrow, I will ask my God to move.
All right, so we're gonna have this podcast, but we want to ensure that get to meet the Campbells. You understand what's our story? Why do
Right.
we even have a Dear Parents? So I guess I'll start with you, Kevoy. Like, where did this come from for you? Like, what does Dear Parents mean for you in your journey?
All right, so Dear Parents for me started in my mind when I was just reflecting and I realized, there's a lot of things I didn't know growing up as a child, and like looking back now, I realized that I'm seeing the fruits of that labor, where certain things
Or the lack of fruit?
or the lack of fruit thereof, yeah. And it's like there are certain things that I know, but I realize I missed out because I didn't know it from a younger age. And
Right, well,
example, right. Example, like for example, NIS.
True.
You know when me know about NIS? When I was being hired for my first time and they're
Same
asking me
with me,
for
actually.
certain documents and they're saying, I need an NIS number. I'm saying,
So
huh?
what?
Uh-huh. NIS. I'm saying, yes, you need NIS. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Pretending like I know, but genuinely we never know. So actually I had to go to a friend and say, yo, like, what's a NIS first
Where
of
do you
all?
get it, right?
And NIS is National Insurance Scheme for those persons who don't know, and you basically need it for tax purposes. So I had to go to get my NIS when I was already an adult. So something like that for me was very important at a younger age, but I truly did not know. So that's one example for me. But it really just birthed out of me realizing that there's so much I wish I knew,
Right.
but I should have gotten those information from my parents.
Yeah. No, like, and for me, when you brought the idea of Dear Parents, I think it meant so much to me because at that time I was watching a sermon with Bishop T. Jakes, and he was basically saying that we basically can only know as much as our parents would have known.
Right,
So
right.
if your parents only know how to cook rice a certain way, and you realize that when you grow up, you say, no man, I saw the rice, I have to cook.
Right,
and it's
right.
like, is it really, or is that just the only way you know because that's what your parents knew?
Right,
And for both of us, I mean, our parents, especially because we grew up in single parent homes, single parent being mothers, both of them, not necessarily getting the full education, like the privilege that we would have had. So a lot of things they didn't know as well. And I know that you can probably say, as I can, that our parents really sacrificed.
Right.
But for them, what it was sending us to school and making sure that we eat. But then the other stuff, like let's say being an entrepreneur or thinking about doing certain careers outside of the box, like not only would the money have been an issue, but they also just genuinely would not
Never
have
know.
known. Like you ask your parents, what do you want to be? Like the parents ask you, like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Typical jobs, teacher.
I remember when I said I want to be actuary. So what, you want to be an actor? No, and guys, parents, anybody watching knows that actuary basically does a lot of math to calculate and like predict what's the likelihood of something happening.
Right,
So like when
right.
you have your car, nobody think your insurance company.
Right.
I mean, they love you. Big up to all the insurance companies. It's not that they just want to just say, yeah, man, if you crash your car, I'll pay for it. It's because some really smart people have already calculated that you probably won't crash the car. And that's where persons, who would study what I would have studied, they basically help companies with that. But yeah, there are just so many things that I feel like many of even our parents, and I think that's a part of our story that, we would want persons to know that we actually together, so obviously husband and wife, we own a math tutoring company. Yes, we specialize in math. I mean, we also offer English, but it's really to help students with, getting over their fear of math. And even for students who don't have a fear of math, but that just want to do better at math, we help them with nurturing their skills. But we have all these parents, and to be honest, what we've noticed, some of our parents never done a bank transfer before, don't have email addresses. Like because Mr. Kevoy here is the technology man, so he put a whole heap of technology in place for math quiz this year.
I'm trying to help them out.
Him putting things so them can check them assignments, upload all of these things. And then this year we realized not only were the kids struggling to get on to use it, but their parents also didn't know. So I guess, that's really what the Dear Parents would mean. It's going to fill a gap not only for what I would have liked growing up, but also even for like our current kids now.
Yeah, so we're just going to use this platform to pour into our parents, because to be honest, that's where it starts, and a lot of our parents also didn't get pouring into.
Yep.
So we just want to be that light for them, to just show them that it's okay to not know. But here is the information that, like you said, is a safe space, for them to just feel comfortable, and for them to learn, and just to be educated, so that they can now pour in to their kids,
well.
And I just hope this, I'm not speaking it into being and prophesying that this will be something for generations to come, to really, really uplift our parents, and so that they can then uplift their children. So I'm really looking forward to all these messages, and we're going to have also other parents coming and talking to us, and you guys will be able to send in messages and questions, and we'll respond. And we just want it to be a community. We just want to build together,
Right.
and see how best we can
Do that.
Yeah. So look for our next episode of
Dear
Dear Parents.
I speak the name of Jesus over you. In your hurting, in your sorrow, I will ask my God